Welcome. This is another quiz time. And in this section, we will be looking at some structured questions that are related to the uterine tube. This will prepare us for questions related to this region in any examination. Let's use this image by the side to illustrate where the uterine tube is located. This structure that is harrowed in black is the uterine tube. We have two of this structure. We have one on this side and we have the other one on the other side. So we'll be looking at questions that are specifically related to this region. And the first question here we'll be looking at reads that the uterine tube is located. The uterine tube, is it located on the inferior border of the broad ligament? Is the uterine tube located in the superficial perineal pouch? Is the uterine tube located in the deep perineal pouch? Or is the uterine tube located on the free upper margin of the broad ligament? So where specifically are the uterine tubes located? The correct option here is that the uterine tube is located on the free upper margin of the broad ligament. We know that the broad ligament is seen to structurally hold the uterus, the ovary, and also the uterine tube in place. And we know that the uterine tube is located at the upper free margin of this broad ligament. Hence, this is the correct option here. So let's go to the second question, and this reads that the uterine tube opens into the peritoneal cavity through the abdominal dash. So what is the specific opening through which the uterine tube opens into the peritoneal cavity? We know that the terminal end of the uterine tube, which is the ovarian end, is seen to open into the peritoneal cavity. Is it through the abdominal ostium? Is it the hiatus? Is it the orifice? Or is it all of the above? The correct option here, as it relates to the opening of the uterine tube at its lateral end into the peritoneal cavity, is the abdominal ostium. It is through the abdominal ostium that the lateral end of the uterine tube opens into the peritoneal cavity. Hence, this is the correct option. So let's go to the third question, and this reads that the region of the uterine tube that is closest to the ovary is the dash. We know that the uterine tube has four specific regions. So which of these is seen to be located close to the ovary? Is it the intramural region? Is it the isthmus? Is it the ampulla? Or is it the infundibulum? The correct option here is the infundibulum. The infundibulum is the terminal region of the uterine tube, and it is this specific region that is related closely to the ovary. So let's go to the fourth question, and this reads that the finger-like processes of the infundibulum is termed what? We know that the infundibulum is seen to finally terminate as finger-like expressions. And these expressions are specifically referred to as what? Are they specifically referred to as the microvilli? Is it the isthmus? Is it the fimbriae? Or none is correct? Out of all these options, the correct option here is the fimbriae. The fimbriae are finger-like processes that are seen at the terminal region of the infundibulum. These are seen to exert suctioning effect around the ovary, so that as soon as the egg is released, it is sucked into the lumen of the uterine tube. We've tried to highlight this in our lecture on the uterine tube. If you've not checked that lecture off, please kindly go and do so. So this is the correct option here. The fifth question reads that dash is the common site of ectopic pregnancy. We know that ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that would occur in any other region apart from the uterus. It is in the uterus that implantation is supposed to occur. And if this fails to occur in this specific region, it means an ectopic pregnancy has occurred. So what specific region is seen as a common site of ectopic pregnancy? Is it the uterus? Is it the ovary? Is it the uterine tube? Or is it the vaginal canal? The uterine tube is the correct option here, as this region is seen as the most common site where ectopic pregnancy would occur. So let's go to the sixth question, and this reads that the region of the uterine tube that is closest to the uterus is the dash. We know that the uterine tube is also related to the uterus. There is a specific region of the uterine tube that is located close to the uterus. Is it the intramural region? Is it the isthmus? Is it the ampulla region? Or is it the infundibulum? The correct answer here is the intramural region. The intramural region is the region of the uterine tube or the fallopian tube that is closely related to the uterus. As a matter of fact, it is through this region that the uterine tube would connect to the uterus. So this is the most medial region of the uterine tube, and it is this region that is closely related to the uterus. The seventh question reads that fertilization takes place in the dash. So what specific region of the uterine tube does the process of fertilization take place? Is it in the isthmus? Is it in the intramural part? Is it in the infundibulum, or is it in the ampulla? The correct answer is the ampulla. The ampulla is the region where fertilization would take place within the uterine tube. In the ampulla, the microenvironment of this region is conducive for the process of fertilization. And this is why this process would occur in this specific region. The eighth question reads that the mesentery of the fallopian tube is termed dash. The mesentery of the fallopian tube, is it specifically referred to as the mesothelium? Is it the mesometrium? Is it the mesosalpinx? Or is it none of the above? The correct option here is the mesosalpinx. The mesosalpinx is specifically referred to as the mesentery of the oviduct or the fallopian tube. So this is the correct option here. The mesothelium is the mesentery of the ovary, while the mesometrium is the mesentery of the uterus. The ninth question reads that the mucosal layer of the oviduct is lined with. What is the epithelium lining the mucosal layer of the oviduct? Is it the stratified cuboidal epithelium? Is it the simple squamous epithelium? Is it the simple cuboidal epithelium, or is it the simple columnar epithelium? The correct answer here is the simple columnar epithelium. This is the epithelium lining of the uterine tube or the oviduct. To say that structures are not just lined with epithelium, they are lined based on the function that this organ would exert. And we know that the oviduct is known to exert secretory function, and they also allow for the movement of gametes along its lumen. And because of this, they are seen to be lined with a simple columnar epithelium. This is the type of epithelium that will create enough space for the process of secretion. Also, on the free surface of this epithelium, we have cilia, and these cilia are also seen to aid movement. So this is the correct option here as it relates to the mucosal layer of the oviduct. The 10th question, which is the last question, and this reads, concerning the blood supply of the oviduct. So which of these statements concerning the blood supply of the oviduct is correct? Is it that the medial two-thirds of the oviduct is supplied by the ovarian artery? Or is it that the lateral one-third of the uterine tube is supplied by the uterine artery? Or is it that the medial two-thirds of the uterine tube is supplied by the uterine artery? Or is it that the lateral two-thirds of the uterine tube is supplied by the ovarian artery? Out of all these options, the correct one here is that the medial two-thirds of the uterine tube is supplied by the uterine artery. If you go back to our lecture on the blood supply of the uterine tube, in that lecture, we say that the uterine tube is divided into the medial two-thirds and the lateral one-third. Say that the medial two-thirds is supplied by branches from the uterine artery because it is this region that is closely related to the uterus, and hence it enjoys the blood supply of this region. While the lateral one-third is supplied by the ovarian artery, because the lateral one-third is closely related also to the ovary, and this is where it is also enjoying the blood supply from the ovary. So we try to highlight this in our lecture on the blood supply of the uterine tube. You can also go and check that lecture out to keep yourself updated. So the correct answer here is the medial two-thirds of the uterine tube is supplied by the uterine artery. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you find this quiz useful. Please let's have your grades in the comment section.